Joliet, Illinois Central High School checks in. 11:40 left in this basketball game. Kansas 49, Wichita State 47.
Seems like they can't make up their mind whose basketball it is right now.
Belongs to Kansas. Ted Owens up going to the scores table. I don't know what he's objecting to. His team has the basketball. Gene Smithson was up there also.
The foul was on Papke. It should be a common foul, and Kansas gets the basketball out of bounds. That's what it is.
Team fouls in the second half. Kansas 5, Wichita State. Oh, let's make it each 4. 14 fouls apiece now. Guy down low. That's what Ted Owens is objecting to. They have on the board. Halsey, no good. Tip try. Crawford, no good. And a foul called against Kansas. And I believe against Art Halsey from the look on his face. Johnny Crawford came crashing in from the outside that time. But the foul is on Art Halsey, and that's his 3rd personal foul. And now Wichita could tie it here with 11:42 left in the game. Jackson and Mike Jones.
Kansas is a little more aggressive with their press right now. They're coming out a little further out. I tell you, Halsey's awfully quick. A guy 6'10" out front makes it very difficult on the passing lanes and trying to find somebody behind him. He really spreads out.
Livingston. Shot blocked by Crawford. Battle for at the baseline and out of bounds to Wichita. But Crawford got up and rejected one.
And that time we saw Crawford do the same thing Livingston and Carr have been doing to the Jayhawks.
Martin, top of the circle. 11 minutes, 11 seconds left in the ball game. Livingston trying to tie. Good fake. Shot didn't go with Halsey with a rebound for Kansas, and that time Livingston having tough shooting luck for Wichita.
It could be turning the Jayhawks' favor right now. They got a chance to go up by 4 here.
Guy too strong with a try. Halsey tips it outside. Martin picks it up. Martin against Valentine in the lane. Lays it back for Mike Jones. Won't go. Tip try. Livingston no good. And rebound to Kansas and Art Halsey. And he's got Magley all alone down court.
Good fake.
Oh, he waited for Mike Jones to go flying by and got it. 10 points for Magley.
Jones should have had his cape on. He flew right by him.
That's the biggest lead Kansas has had tonight at 4 points. And we have a timeout taken by Wichita. And Cliff Livingston is on the floor and injured down at the other end of the court. And this is just about all that Wichita State needs. There's Ted Owens looking at the Kansas coach at the other end of the floor. Cliff Livingston is on the floor. I think he may have a cramp. He's holding his left thigh. There's the Wichita.
Looks like his calf, Fred. He's got it down in the calf area.
Doug Vandersea is out looking at him, and I think that it's a cramp. Hopefully that's all it is.
Yeah, he's got a cramp in his muscle. It's down in the calf area, the lower part of the leg.
Well, he's just about all that they have left. Now here comes Antoine Carr. He has 4 personal fouls. He's going to come back on the floor with 10:36 left in the game.
If Livingston goes out, they've got to have somebody else. And Carr coming in, he's got 4 fouls. But we still got way over 10 minutes to play here in the second half.
Antoine Carr reporting back, and there you see Cliff Livingston, the 6'8" sophomore from San Diego, who has 15 points in this ball game. And Livingston is going to leave the floor. And Larry, whatever else you say about Wichita, you've got to say that they have really been having to battle some adversity of late.
They have. You know, the loss of 2 key players. Really one. Martin's come out, but he really hasn't played, I don't think, up to his potential. At least what we've heard from the Wichita State press and the people who follow them for the year. They said Martin's been a key to this club. He really has played well for them all year. Well,
he really has, but he has the bad back, and he can't get it rolling here tonight. 10:36 left in this game. Kansas with their biggest lead of the night, 51-47, 4-point lead for the Jayhawks.
And Antoine Carr has to be somewhat subdued. He really can't go out and be too aggressive with 4 fouls.
He left the game at the 13:40 mark, back in with 10:36 to play. He didn't want to come out. When he did, he was saying no to the bench when they substituted for him. Tony Martin. Carr.
How did Smithson get that down?
Randy Smithson just tied this basketball game for Wichita with 10 minutes and 17 seconds to go. Check it as Wichita down by 2 now with 10:15 to go. 51-49. Kansas leading the Shockers here in NCAA Midwest Regional action in the Louisiana Superdome. The Shockers were down by 4 when Smithson got the drive, and now a foul at the other end of the floor And Darnell Valentine will be on the line for Kansas with 10:15 left in this ball game.
What got Valentine to the line that time was his quickness. He made a turn, came across the lane, was going to go up for a layup, and Jackson just was not able to get there quick enough.
Second foul on Jade Jackson. Darnell Valentine. Free throws up. Good. Darnell Valentine now has 19 points for Kansas. He is starting his 118th game for the Jayhawks here tonight.
Well, you very rarely see that, a rebound that comes out and hits the floor.
Yes. 10 minutes, 6 seconds left in this basketball game. Kansas with a 3-point lead. Martin to Mike Jones. Shockers trying to hang in. Cliff Livingston appears to be okay on the Wichita State bench right now. Randy Smithson.
I would imagine next time down the floor, you'll see Livingston back in. Good shot by Martin.
Tony Martin just got his first 2 points of the basketball game with a jumper from the top of the key. Now 1-point lead for Kansas. 9:42 left in this game. Still a long way to go. Tony Guy against Smithson. Valentine to Guy to Crawford.
Nice move by Crawford. Good reverse layup. He couldn't get it on the other side, turned it, and went the other way.
He moved by Antoine Carr. He has 6 points, and now 54-51 Kansas. Smithson passed up the baseline jumper. Martin 2-time. Smithson. Shot partially blocked, knocked to the floor, picked up by Smithson. Now he's 2-time in the corner by Magley and Guy.
Oh, what a move by Carr.
Oh, Antoine Carr. Sensational move, and now he could tie the ball game if that basket counts, and I'm sure it will. It does.
What a move by Antoine Carr. He was cut off on the baseline, went back, reversed, went the other way, tried to get by the power block, got it inside, and laid it up with his left hand. Just an outstanding move.
And that was the 4th foul on John Crawford of Kansas, and Cliff Livingston back in the ball game for Wichita. And you can kind of feel the momentum slip a little bit Wichita's way now with that move. Antoine Carr has 11 points in this game, 1 for 1 at the line. Make it 2 for 2, gets the big 3-point play. And now we're tied at 54-54 with 9:04 to play.
And a good chance for Kansas to reestablish themselves right now. Valentine looking up. He finds Magley, and he's got the ball to Halsey over in the corner.
Valentine.
Looked like Wichita State was going to set up in a zone that time. Looks like they are in somewhat of a zone.
Trying to protect Antoine
Good
Carr.
pass by Valentine. Oh, what a block.
Cliff Livingston blocked Halsey's shot, and here come the Shockers with a chance to go in front. Boy, that's the kind of a play that can charge a ball club up.
I tell you, saw 2 great plays there. Valentine with a great pass, and Livingston with a great block.
8:28 left in this game. Jones short with a try, and Halsey clears the rebound for Kansas. Magley got nowhere to go. He's 1 on 4. Back in the lane, he's Crawford. He tried to dunk it, missed, and a foul is called. And Crawford dangerously close to hanging on the rim, and in fact was, and there's going to be a technical foul called. Foul against Wichita, technical foul against Kansas.
We've got some action here. Here's Magley coming in. He stops, pulls it up, looks out on the other side. Here comes Crawford for the stuff. He comes up hard, can't get the ball to come down. There's the foul, but we've also got a technical foul because Crawford grabbed the rim.
Cliff Livingston committed the foul, his second foul. Crawford will go to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2, but then Wichita State will get a free throw and the basketball. So Crawford will shoot the 2 on Livingston's foul, then we'll go to the other end. John Crawford missed. Crawford has a half dozen points in this game. He's a 73% free thrower. He could put Kansas up by 1. And does. 7 points for John Crawford. Now we go to the other end. Randy Smithson will shoot the technical. That's a second hanging on the rim technical in this game. Randy Smithson has 15 points tonight, 1 for 2 at the line.
The technical foul is on number 40.
Game is tied. 55-55, 8:16 to play, and now Wichita State.
First the technical foul on free throw.
We'll get the ball out of bounds.
Wichita State ball.
Oh, the scoreboard says Kansas 55, Wichita 54. I think that scoreboard is so slow changing I misread it a moment ago. I believe that score is correct. Kansas is up by 1, 55-54. Now Wichita could take the lead here.
Well, Wichita State being very, very careful with this basketball.
Livingston, whistle blows. He's called for traveling. Kansas gets it back, leading. Now they've changed the scoreboard and it's tied 55-55.
I thought it was 55-55. They just didn't record the free throw by Smithson.
All right, so it is tied at 55 all. We were right the first time. 7:54 left in the game.
Wichita State changing defenses, this time in a man-to-man. Let's see if they stay with the man-to-man or if they drop back into a zone. Well, I tell you, it's really dangerous for Carr to be guarding somebody in a man-to-man defense right now. You really may want to protect him with his own defense.
Housey having trouble with it in there. It's picked up by Guy. Short jumper, good. Tony Guy has 7 points.
Tony Guy.
57-55. Kansas by 2. 7:25 left in this basketball game. Carr over Housey, no good. Rebound, John Crawford for Kansas.
That's a big rebound for John Crawford. A chance for Kansas now to get up by 4. They're up by 2, and we've got about 7:10 to play.
Valentine goes against Tony Martin. Housey.
They've got to try to get the ball to Crawford. That's who Carr is guarding. Good move.
Valentine. 21 points for Darnell Valentine. He's having a big night, and Kansas leads by 4 with 6:54 left in this basketball game. The winner of this game will beat the winner of LSU and Arkansas, the game to be played later tonight here in the Louisiana Superdome. Tony Martin, Wichita needs it, doesn't get it. Livingston, tremendous offensive rebound by Cook. Livingston, and he has 17 points for the Shockers. Again, the 2-point lead for Kansas with 6:30 left in this game. Valentine. Magley. Air ball, but off the hands of Kansas out of bounds. Belongs to Wichita. There's the Kansas head coach, Ted Owens.
I tell you, Mike Jones that time did something, Fred, and not a lot of people are going to notice in this game, but he got a hand up in Magley's face when he went up to shoot that basketball, and it caused him to miss it. He changed the trajectory of the shot. It went a little bit higher. It came off and went out of bounds, and Wichita State got it.
Antoine Carr with a tremendous feed from Randy Smithson, and Crawford fouled him, and John Crawford has fouled out of this ball game. What a power move by Antoine Carr. Look at the feed.
On a pass right there. Watch Carr go up. What strength, what power, what finesse. All the way above it. He took the shot. Crawford was hanging all over him and still went up and stuffed it.
Well, now they've changed again. Now they've got 4 fouls on John Crawford. I don't understand the scorekeeping here tonight. I had him for 3 a while ago. They put him for 4. Now they're going to call that Crawford's 4th personal foul. That gives 15 points for Antoine Carr.
That gives Wichita State a lead, 60-59. We've got about 6 minutes to play.
Well, I'm sorry I misreported it, but I was going with the scoreboard earlier. There's John Crawford right back with a big play, so he's not only in there, but he's playing well. 9 points for Crawford. 60-59 on the scoreboard. Wichita State leading by 1 now with 5:50 to play.
You still got to be thinking about Antoine Carr. He doesn't want to get that 5th foul.
Shockers with the basketball on the 1-point lead. 5:41 left in this ball game. Smithson in and out. Rebound. Housey had it. Carr saves it out front.
Big save. Big save by Antoine Carr. Good hustle inside.
Housey had it for Kansas. Couldn't hold on. Carr underneath Livingston. Shot blocked, but a foul called on David Magley of Kansas. Well, now they've got...
Magley committed the foul. You see Carr with the basketball right here. He goes up for the shot at the last moment, decides to give it to Livingston, who's a little bit closer. Magley commits the foul. He reaches over his head.
All right, I'm going to quit looking at the scoreboard. Now they've got it Kansas 61, Wichita State 60. I've been taking my information off the scoreboard.
Either keep the book or look at the scoreboard.
5:25 left in the game. It is Kansas by a point. Let's get the scoreboard right, men. Free throw, Livingston, no good. He has 17 points.
2-shot ball.
That one ties the game at 61 all with 5:25 left in the game. There is a timeout on the court with 5:25 left in the game. The score, Kansas 61, Wichita State 61. Look at the Kansas cheerleading squad with 5:25 left in this game. Their ball club, the Kansas Jayhawks, deadlocked with Wichita State, 61-61.
I'll tell you, we got us a basketball game, and it's just like we thought it was going to be. Both of these clubs have played even pretty much all the way through the game. And here are the stats that we've got so far here in the second half. Kansas 13 of 24 for a very hot 54%. Wichita State 11 of 28 for 39%. Very poor shooting the second half, but Wichita State's winning the battle on the boards 14-8.
All right, here we go with 5:25 left in the game. A 61-61 tie. Kansas and Wichita State. NCAA Midwest Regional action in the Louisiana Superdome. Kansas with a basketball. Neal inbounds to Tony Guy. To Darnell Valentine. A 3-on-3. Valentine. Baseline. Crawford to Valentine. The scoreboard plays no more tricks on us the rest of the way. We're down to crucial time here with 5:05 left in the game.
Good pass by Valentine.
Oh, tough shot for John Crawford, and he got it. He has 11 points.
Good penetration by Valentine that time, and he found Crawford on the power block over there, and Crawford went up with a nice soft shot.
Kansas leading 63-61, 4:49 left in this ball game. Getting down to nervous time, Larry.
Wichita State being a little more cautious. Livingston and Carr continue that rotation inside.
Martin almost lost it, saves it. They operate against the Kansas zone. 4:34 left in the game. Wichita down by 2, hunting the bucket that'll tie it here.
Jackson looking inside. He comes across to Smithson on a cross court. There's Martin back to Jackson.
Jackson looked down. Apcar couldn't get in.
Kansas really concentrating that zone defense. They're really pushing it back inside to keep the ball away from Carr and Livingston.
Smithson.
Well, he had a notion there. He started to go up with it.
He's a good shooter. Turned that one down. Tony Martin, Jay Jackson. Clock running, 4 minutes, 3 seconds left in the basketball game. Kansas 63, Wichita State 61. Martin to Jackson. Hooks the pass.
There it is.
Smithson's going to try to tie it in and out. And a foul called against Jay Jackson of Wichita, and the Shockers just had some tough luck.
Well, I tell you, Randy Smithson cannot ask for a better shot. He was 10 feet out, wide open. The ball carried him back and forth on the rim and fell out. The foul on the other side was committed by Jay Jackson, and Kansas will go to the other end.
Now with 3:53 left in the game, Kansas leading by 2, 63-61. Both clubs are in a 1-1 from here on out. John Crawford with 11 points in this ball game. Missed the front end of the 1-1, and Wichita could get it tied. So the Shockers get a break.
And let's see how much more patient Wichita State can be in this defense against Kansas. Carr and Livingston really want their hands on the basketball, but they're having a hard time getting it to them. That's the same shot that Smithson had a few minutes ago. He just passed it up.
3 minutes, 23 seconds left in the basketball game. 63-61, Kansas leading Wichita State. Shockers in white with the basketball. Tony Martin, Jay Jackson. Wichita showing great poise here.
Jackson and Martin, Smithson all looking inside for Livingston or Carr. And they cannot get open. Crawford and Guy, Housey have got it really locked up. Here's Carr.
Twisting shot by Carr, did not quite go, but a foul call down along the baseline with 2:56 left in the game. Boy, Carr doing some gymnastics to get that shot away, and he almost got it.
The foul's at number 54, Art Housey. There's his
fourth foul.
Antoine Carr inside. Almost a steal by Guy right there. The pass just barely got by, the one Smithson made. Carr went up for the shot. Housey right up against him, got him with the body.
Antoine Carr shooting 2 shots.
Fourth personal foul on Art Housey. Antoine Carr could tie this game for Wichita with 2:56 to play. He is 3 for 3 at the line, has 15 points in the game. Misses. The best he can do is get the Shockers within 1.
I wouldn't be very surprised to see Kansas come down and maybe pull it out a little bit.
Carr got the second one. Now we've got the odd point ball game. 63-62. Kansas by 1. Wichita State's going to meet him at midcourt with 2:49 to play. What you got? Kansas spreading it.
Now the question is, can Kansas hold the basketball for 2.5 minutes?
Not many people out there to foul. They're all 5 good free throw
Almost a
shooters.
steal.
A That's Mike Denny in the ball game all of a sudden for Wichita. He almost got the hand on it.
Well, there's the guy you want to handle the basketball. You get it to Valentine and let him take care of it.
First free throw shooter on the floor for Kansas right now is Art Housey at 65%. They go from that percentage up. 2 minutes, 11 seconds left in the game. Kansas leading 63-62. Valentine stripped by Tony Martin. Out of bounds to Kansas. Martin denying the layup.
That was a good steal by Martin. He got inside that time and looked like Valentine was going to go up with a shot. Look at him come across there. Rake the ball right out of his hands. Good play by Martin.
2 minutes, 5 seconds left in the basketball game. Kansas Jayhawks with a 1-point lead in the basketball. Magley, Denny hit the deck inside, and a tip by good by Tony Guy. Magley missed the shot, but Guy rebounded, and Kansas leads by 3 with 1:48 to play. And Gene Smith and the Wichita coach calling a timeout with 1:49 to play. There's your score. Kansas 65, Wichita State 62. There's the Kansas bench. Bob Hill, an assistant. Lafayette Norwood, an assistant, with his back to you, as Ted Owens gathers the Jayhawks around him.
Number 32, Gene Jackson. Back out of Wichita State.
Big play coming up here for Kansas as we look back at it.
Here's Magley's move baseline. He goes up. He's got a pretty good shot. Surprised he missed that one, but Crawford was Johnny on the spot. Not bad, Johnny Crawford.
That's Guy. Tony Guy rebounding. 9 points in the game now for Guy. 1:49 left. Kansas with a 3-point lead. The biggest lead in this ball game has been 6 by Wichita. Kansas' biggest lead has been 4. So it's really been tight throughout the evening here in the Superdome.
The problem is going to get to be for Wichita State right now is getting that ball inside the Livingston and Carr. And Kansas is even going to push those guards probably even more so back inside that painted area. And it's going to be really tough for them. You've got to look at Jackson, and you've got to look at Martin, and you've got to look at Smithson to get that 12 or 15-foot jump shot, because they're not going to have time to play with this basketball. They've got to get it up.
Larry, up behind us, half of the Superdome is full. LSU fans are here in strong numbers. Arkansas fans are here. Those two clubs will play next. The winner of this one goes against the winner of LSU and Arkansas. Kansas up by 3, 1:42 to play. Wichita needs a bucket. Tony Martin, top of the circle. Kansas in the zone, Wichita attacking. Martin had a notion. Jay Jackson will. Too strong with a try. Darnell Valentine. Big rebound for Kansas. Jayhawks up by 3. They've got the ball with 1:24 to play.
They're going to sit on it. They're not going to do much of anything now.
Jay Jackson's had a tough shooting night. He is 1 for 8 for Wichita. Whistle blows. Timeout taken by Kansas with 1:15 to play. Again, 1:15 left in the ball game. Timeout on the court. The score, Kansas 65, Wichita State 62. Minute 15 left in this ball game. Kansas now with a 3-point lead in the basketball, and not much doubt about what they're going to do now.
No, there's no doubt at all. Kansas is going to have to take care of the basketball. Wichita State is going to have to come out, try to the double teams. You try to do it at the corners, at the half line, or deep inside. You can't do much of anything if they keep the ball in the middle, and they're going to keep the ball in the hands of Darnell Valentine. He's the guy that takes care of it.
Darnell Valentine and an official having a little discussion. There you see them. They walk away. I don't know what that was about. Kansas with the basketball, leading Wichita State 65-62. The Shockers need to force a turnover. Again, 1:15 left in this ball game. Magley to Tony Guy to Valentine. Darnell Valentine with 21 points in this contest for Kansas, having the ball right now, and he's fouled. Mike Jones of Wichita commits the foul.
That's about the only thing Jones could do was to foul Valentine, because the clock was running down. We've got 56 seconds left to play. They're going to have to take their chances on Kansas going to the line and missing their free throws. But they fouled a guy who's going to walk up there shooting 69%. Your percentages are pretty good fouling a guy who shoots around 70%.
Valentine could tie his season high right here. Well, Gene Smithson, the Wichita coach, is going to make him wait a little while here because he calls the timeout with 56 seconds to play. Kansas leading 65-62. All right, Darnell Valentine, a 69% free throw shooter on the year. In the first half of this ball game, he was 3 for 5 at the line. For the ball game, he is 5 for 8 at the free throw line. Valentine right now with 21 points. Again, could equal his season high if he gets them both here. He'll really hurt Wichita if he does. Shocker fans, you see them, the ones that are looking up are looking at themselves. Right up in the middle, that young lady's really happy to see herself. Right up in the middle of this huge Superdome, they have a television screen. So those fans are taking a big look at themselves on the big screen here. Those are Wichita State Shocker fans. There it is, the board up in the middle. Some building.
It really is. You know, it's something to come in here and watch an athletic event, whether it's football or whether it's basketball. And they've been playing some baseball in this Superdome, too. I'm sure New Orleans probably has some plans, some future plans, to get a professional baseball team into this area. They've got a great facility to play in.
The concern etched on the faces of the Wichita Shocker fans. They have never beaten Kansas. They met them only 4 times in history. Kansas won all 4 previous meetings. This is the 5th meeting. It's been 26 years since these two got together. And Kansas, with 56 seconds to play, leading 65-62 as Darnell Valentine, a 6'2 senior from Wichita, steps to the free throw line.
Here are the big ones.
Missed it. Didn't get it. Wichita still breathing. 52 seconds to play. Shockers down by 3. Mike Jones from long range. He got it. Mike Jones from way outside. 1 point lead for Kansas. 41 seconds to play. They double team Valentine. Jones goes after Magley in backcourt. There you see the clock running down, and we have the ball out of bounds. And who does it belong to? Foul has been called
at foul on Crawford
against Johnny Crawford of Kansas, and the break goes Wichita's way. John Crawford of Kansas has committed a foul at the other end of the floor, and he has fouled out of this contest with 33 seconds to play.
Fred, it looks like it may not be a foul. It may be Kansas called a timeout. I think that's what it is. Crawford turned to Burl Crowell, the official, and called a timeout.
Timeout comes with 33 seconds to play. Kansas 65, Wichita 64.
Crawford called a timeout. Nobody else.
Ball game, Kansas leading Wichita State 65-64. The Shockers thought they had the ball for a moment.
Fred, let's backtrack and explain exactly what happened. Kansas was in trouble in that press. They were having a hard time getting the ball up the court. Magley took the basketball and threw it. And it looked like the 10-second count was going to run on Kansas. Crawford ran to Crowell and called a timeout. The Wichita State contention is that the ball was in the air. He couldn't call a timeout. But the official underneath, Burl Crowell, said no, he had possession. The timeout was called before the pass was thrown.
So it was not the foul on Crawford. It was him calling the timeout. Kansas with a 1 point lead in the basketball. 33 seconds to play. Valentine missed. And Wichita trying to save it. The Shockers have it with 26 seconds to play, down by a point. And now Wichita is going to call a timeout with 24 seconds to play. And Wichita State down by 1, and they have the basketball.
Fred, I've seen a lot of impossible things happen this NCAA tournament so far, but you've got to watch this again. Here it comes right now. Darnell Valentine, wide open, going for a layup. He's got a breakaway. He's got a little bit of pressure at the end. You'll see it right here. He gets a good pass from Guy. He catches it in midair, takes 1 step, goes up, concentration. The ball rolls off the front of the rim. He comes back and tries to get it again, but it gets slapped away right there. And here comes the save up right now, and the save was, it came inside, and Smithson picked the basketball up.
Livingston made the save for the Shockers. How do you figure this? Darnell Valentine, 21 points, has led Kansas all night long. And down in the stretch here, Darnell Valentine has missed the front end of a 1-on-1 and then missed the layup. And Wichita has a chance to win this thing. With 24 seconds to play, they are down by a point. They've got the ball. And there are the Shocker fans. Hopeful again.
Well, they just grasped it out of the reach of the devil, because really Kansas would have had it had they gotten that layup by Valentine, but they didn't. Now Wichita State's got to come down. They've got 24 seconds, and I don't think there's any doubt in anybody's mind where that basketball is going to go.
Let's try inside. It's where it's been all night long.
It's going to be one of those two bookends, I'll guarantee you that.
Antoine Carr has 16 points in this contest. Cliff Livingston has 18. Randy Smithson has 15. 24 seconds to play. Wichita down by 1.
Here we go.
There you see the clock, top of your screen. Mike Jones.
Could we have another hero other than Livingston or Carr? Maybe. Maybe we could have a Kansas hero. Valentine, almost a steal.
9 seconds left. Shockers down by 1.
They gotta get it up.
6 seconds left. Jones went 25. Good.